Charlie go up, read it, point it third, good reaction. Good job, Charlie. Award the runners. Good job, Charlie.
John, I think I've seen a lot of improvement on your side in terms of, you know, seeing the release of a fielder throwing the ball to first, getting set, and then having a stance that allows you to have your head set and get a good look at the call.
That's it. Good strong strike call. Let's make sure we don't turn our head too quick. Keep an eye on that runner at third base. Got to glance at him. Make sure he's not coming home on a delayed steal.
Jerry, I don't mind you going to the left on your swinging strikes, but I would make some adjustments to it. For one thing, on a swinging strike, you're having too much oomph on your signal there. All right, it's got to be very casual. That's a little bit different situation because it's a strike three.
Look where you are. It's first and second. All right, you're too deep. You're on the grass line here, and you're too deep. If there's a back pick to second base, you're never going to see it. All right, you need to be in C, not deep C here. All right, you need to be up in C. And you're too far in the hole. You're almost right in front of the shortstop. It's a ground ball hit to the shortstop. It's going to go right past you. I need you 2 steps closer to second base and probably a step up. All right, if you have a steal of third base, it looks like you're trying to protect yourself for a steal of third base. If you have a steal of third base, all right, if you're in the other position, all you need to do is come down the path of righteousness and you'll be in a good spot.
Right down that pitch was curveball in the dirt, called strike. Obviously a tracking issue.
The ball was already out of play, all right, because it was a foul, because it was a foul ball. So there was no need to call time again.
Nice pitch.
So slow that timing down. Remember what Darrin was talking about this morning. Give every pitch a chance to be a strike.
Here we go.
So you know you're getting in set. Now you're going to put it in play. There it is. That was actually really good opposed to before. You were putting it in play, getting set, and the pitcher was about to pitch the ball.
Come on, kid.
Good job, Freddie. I wouldn't take any shit from those guys after they've walked 19 people and hit 8 batters, and they're going to start yelling at you.
Now here's where the third base umpire judges, looks at the runner first, and tries to make a determination of what type of runner he has. He has 3 options where he can stand. Mark's chosen to stand in option 3, which means his toes are on the back edge of the grass. Back edge of the bag.
Pretty good job, fellas. Jerry, you did the right thing. You take a couple steps casually towards third base in case that ball drops, and then you would have a rotation situation. But you did that correctly. Our first base umpire, Freddie, swung around to line up the tag, which was wonderful. And Brian, our third base umpire, of course, had ball responsibility. And it was a fairly easy catch, so no trouble. You guys are like a well-oiled machine out here.
Well done. All the way around.
Let's go.
Plate umpire, good job trailing the runner up, being set for the play at first base. U1, perfect position, good timing. U3, good job running to the backside of second base just in case something crazy happens at first. Well done.
I got a funky suspicion they're going to steal here. And he steals. Look at that. A throw, and he's safe.
you know, for that steal play, I ultimately want to end up probably right on that grass dirt line to get that tough swipe tag. So from where you are, obviously you must step up or you're going to be right in the line. So I think you alleviate some of the problems if you just start on the grass. Then you can kind of take a parallel step towards second base and be in that ultimate position to see the swipe tag on a tough steal play. Just a thought, not something that's right or wrong.
No need to come down too far. Right there, there's a good spot right there. That's a good spot right there. There you go.
What you do off of the bat, once you get good at this, is your head's going to be on a swivel, and one of the first things that you're going to check every time when the ball is hit is the first thing you're going to do is look at your partner or partners, okay? Especially there's almost always one other umpire in the three-man system that's going to dictate what you do next. So that is one of the tenets of the three-man system is ball off the bat, look at your partner, or look at who should have ball responsibility and see how they're handling it.
You do this thing with your hands where you initially get into your stance. You've got them on your thighs, I guess, just above your knee. And then as the pitch comes in, you slide them back. Try just keeping them on your knee.
All right, get the next one.
If you just keep them on your knee, I think it provides a more stable stance and it locks you in earlier. If you're not going to keep them on your knee, sometimes what happens is you end up moving with the pitch because you're already moving your hands with the pitch, so then other parts of your body move with the pitch too. You're not getting the same look at every single pitch, and that leads to an inconsistent strike zone.
Your feet are so close together. I'd like a nice, more wide, aggressive base for you. Open up your legs a little bit. Give yourself some balance for a play. Okay? I'd like a wider base from you. See how that feels. Not to the point where you have to stumble to get up, but just a wider base. Your feet are just too narrow. It doesn't look very athletic. You're more just doing a lean in. You're standing straight up and just bending with your waist and leaning in. I'd kind of like, I'm okay with where your hands are. See, that's better. Do it like that, that looks so much better. That lean over just does not look good.
Good job with your post-pitch steps there, Rich. We've got a third baseman in, so you really should be tight here on that third base bag, which it looks like you are. Maybe one more step in.
Good job, Mark. Way to stay on that side of the field. Now you got the bag between you and the base. Well, that's a nice job right there, but it's a third base umpire. Very nice job. Clean base hit to left. Kept himself on the right side of the field in case you ended up going with having a rotation, so he'd be on the proper side. But once the ball was fielded by the left fielder and thrown back in, positioned himself with the bag between him and the baseball. Nice job right there.
Freddie, I want you to think about your post-pitch step. All right, that's what I was trying to think of earlier, where you're going to come up and take a step towards the plate, not a big hustle step, just a casual step towards the plate in case there is get your momentum going a little bit in case there's a snap throw where they throw behind the guy. Okay, so that's a post-pitch step. All right. That was a wonderful teaching point to end on, okay? You got the call right. It was a really horseshit positioning. Excuse my language, but anyway, you got the call right, but that was the play that we were looking for, okay? That's the one, Freddie, that I wanted you to take that post-pitch step, and then you would have been outside of the bag, first, second baseline extended, okay? Good play to end on, right after we were telling them to.